Tonight, in our coverage, a rights group calls Israeli jails graves for the living as freed Palestinian prisoners emerge starved and disoriented. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I'm Elia Batul. U.S. President Donald Trump has delayed tariffs on Canada for 30 days after Prime Minister Justin Trudeau pledged stronger border security and tougher action on drug cartels. Trudeau has agreed to appoint a fentanyl czar and list Mexican cartels as terrorists. He has also announced a $1.3 billion border security plan, including 10,000 personnel and a joint strike force with the U.S. Trump calls the delay an initial outcome and is hinting at a broader economic deal. He continues to criticize Canada on trade, agriculture, and banking policies. Meanwhile, Mexico has also secured a 30-day tariff pause. As part of the deal, Mexico will be ramping up its security on the northern border, and the U.S. is promising more action to curb the flow of weapons into Mexico. Canada is putting its retaliatory measures on hold following the delay of tariffs. Provinces like British Columbia and Quebec have reversed their decision to pull U.S. alcohol from store shelves. Quebec Premier François Legault and British Columbia Premier David Eby have warned that if tariffs are reinstated, swift action may follow. Ontario Premier Doug Ford has reinstated the $100 million contract with Elon Musk's Starlink satellite internet service. Public Safety Minister David McGuinty says months of intense lobbying in Washington has led into the breakthrough. However, opposition leaders are urging the government to prepare for all scenarios as Trump's tariff threats remain unpredictable. Hamas says the group is ready to negotiate the second stage of the ceasefire deal. The next phase aims to secure the release of remaining captives and lay out steps towards ending the war. This comes as U.S. President Donald Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu met in Washington. 8 Israeli soldiers have been wounded today in an attack on a military checkpoint near Tubas City in the West Bank. Eyewitnesses say the army raided the village of Kafr al-Dik in the Selfid Governorate and demolished a home. Medical evacuations from Gaza have been put on hold after a delay in Israel's list of patients approved for travel. More than 100 journalists representing international media outlets have sent a letter to Egyptian authorities requesting access to Gaza through the Rafah border crossing. Since the onset of war, international journalists have been barred by both Israel and Egypt from entering Gaza to report on the war. Signatories include journalists from major U.S. and European television networks, newspapers, and wire services. A revised toll by Palestinian officials show Israel's war on Gaza has killed more than 61,700 civilians. The International Committee of the Red Cross estimates more than 9,000 are missing in Gaza. A Geneva-based human rights group is sounding the alarm over the deteriorating health of freed Palestinian prisoners, calling Israeli detention centers graves for the living. In a statement, the Euro-Mediterranean Human Rights Monitor has condemned what it describes as systematic torture inside Israeli jails. It says many of the prisoners released under the Gaza ceasefire deal have lost significant weight, allegedly due to intentional starvation. It says at least one former detainee appears disoriented and unable to recognize his future. He was denied medical treatment while in custody. The statement alleges that psychological and physical abuse continued until the very last moment before release, calling it a direct violation of international human rights laws. The rights group is also citing the testimony of a freed Palestinian miner who describes the prison conditions as nothing short of graves for the living. Meanwhile, Hamas has condemned the reported abuse, calling on the international community to intervene. Media reports show Red Cross officials have expressed anger over how the last batch of Palestinian prisoners were released. They were shackled with their hands behind their heads. In stark contrast, freed Israeli captives from Gaza were seen in good health, dressed neatly, and received gifts upon their return. Lebanon's Hezbollah will hold a grand funeral for its late leader Hassan Nasrallah on February 23rd. Nasrallah was killed in an Israeli airstrike on September 27th. He was buried hastily due to the ongoing war at that time. His successor, Naim Qasim, announced the funeral will also honor Hashim Safieddin. Safieddin was elected to succeed Nasrallah, but died before the announcement. Nasrallah will be buried near Beirut, while Safieddin will be laid to rest in his southern hometown. Hezbollah faced significant challenges after opening a front against Israel to support Hamas. A November ceasefire extended until February 18th has halted hostilities, but accusations of violations persist. Israel claims Hezbollah breached terms, while Hezbollah accuses Israel of refusing to withdraw and continuing attacks. The group remains resilient despite losing key leaders. Parents are accusing social media app Snapchat of enabling drug dealers to target children. Roger, an Ontario father, says his 15-year-old son is addicted to drugs and buys them through Snapchat. Despite his efforts to track and report dealers, the app's unique features make it nearly impossible to monitor illegal activity. A U.S. lawsuit alleges that Snapchat's disappearing messages, geolocation, and hidden folders allow drug sales to thrive. The suit represents families of over 60 overdose victims. Parents say dealers use emojis and slang to bypass detection, making it difficult for authorities to intervene. Snapchat claims it is using artificial intelligence and keywords detection to stop illicit sales. Experts insist a human-first approach is needed. Grieving father Sam Chapman, whose 16-year-old son died from fentanyl pills bought on Snapchat, demands accountability. He calls the app a black box with no record or oversight. And now, as we head towards the blessed month of Ramadan 2025, we are introducing a new segment to keep you updated on the events happening in your city. Called Ramadan Events, Save the State. The Muslim Womenpreneurs Network is presenting Ramadan Expo 2025 with a difference. This year, the expo shines a spotlight on the endearing beauty and spirit of Palestinian culture, a beacon of resilience and hope in challenging times. The first event will be held in Montreal on Saturday and Sunday, February 8th and 9th. The second event will be held in Mississauga on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, February 15th to 17th. Come and discover premium kufiyas, hand-painted ceramics, and stunning traditional thobes. Watch an exclusive performance of dabke artists, explore a vibrant bazaar with over 300 vendors, international halal food court, kids activities, VR space, and business workshops. Visit ramadanexpo.co for tickets and details. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetwork.tv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV.